Aaron.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Welcome back, everybody. Aaron is here for a little bit more SPTV, where every day is one step closer to the complete collapse of the human trafficking cult known as Scientology. Just keeping it light here, folks. Guys, Leah Remini has served David Miscavige once again. In the following I'm about to share with you, unless I miscounted, I mean, you guys know, I grew up in a cult. Math is not my strong suit. It does seem to me that service has been attempted in this, just with this filing, 14 times, 14 different times, sometimes the same location, several times. And the details that the process server gives on his attempts to serve David Miscavige at various Scientology locations in Los Angeles, I find these things to be absolutely hilarious, which is why I wanted to share them with you. And the fact that these legal teams have to jump through so many hoops, so many different days, weeks, and months, different locations, different cities, is just mind-blowing that the courts put up with this nonsense. I mean, I did a video about 8 weeks ago called Leah Remini Serves David Miscavige because she did then. But of course, Scientology comes to the courts and is like, Your Honor, this cannot stand. They haven't tried nearly hard enough. And so then they have to go and they have to do it all again. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This is really, really funny. I'm going to just read for you. Let's start with Exhibit 2. He goes. Oh, there's Exhibit 2. Okay, I, Brendan Etter, declare that I'm employed by Apex Legal Services, who's been retained to serve process in the above referenced matter on the following persons or entities. David Miscavige. I got to tell you, Brendan Etter is now the world's premier expert in serving David Miscavige. Okay, the first address, 6331 Hollywood Boulevard. This is the building, guys, known as the HGB, the Hollywood Guarantee Building. It's known as the L. Ron Hubbard Life Exhibition. It is, in fact, the location of Scientology's middle management. Not a lot of people actually know that above that L. Ron Hubbard Museum is Scientology's middle management. Okay, Brendan said, this was way back on October 30th, you guys, 10:45 a.m. I pressed the intercom button. It rang for about a minute, then disconnected with a busy signal. I pressed the button again. It rang for another minute, then disconnected with a busy signal again. There's a yellow sign on the wall advising people not to enter if you are ill or have been around others who are ill, and to get the receptionist's attention, to be screened with a no-contact thermometer. After I attempted at 1710 Ivar Avenue. Now, guys, 1710 Ivar Avenue is just a second entrance to the exact same building up on the side street. 1710 and 1719, I walked past the front of 6331 Hollywood and looked through the front window to the museum lobby. See, that's the L. Ron Hubbard Life Exhibition Museum that I was talking about. And I saw a man inside who quickly ducked and hid behind a partition when he saw me looking in. Oh, those squirrely security guards are trained very well to dive behind the nearest obstacle when confronted with a process server. Okay, November 2nd, 2:24 p.m., same building. Frank answered the intercom. I asked if both addresses and intercoms are for the same building, for the Church of Scientology. He said yes. I asked Frank who he worked for. He responded, you know who I work for. And I said that I was not sure because there's a couple different entities at this building. He said, I work for the Church of Scientology. I asked if David Miscavige was still not there. He said, again, as I have said, we don't have such a name here. Does not live here, does not work here. I said, good day, sir, and then left. Okay, same building, November 17th, 4:10 p.m. I pressed the intercom button. It rang for a minute, disconnected. Pressed the button again, same thing, rang and rang, disconnected. Okay, good. Let's jump forward to the next exhibit where he gives some more highly entertaining experiences. Oh, this one is Daniel Mikulash. Registered process server at the time. All right. Okay. Different company, I guess. December 7th, same building, guys. I substitute served John Doe, who refused to speak to me. Hispanic male, 50 years old, 5'9", 160 pounds, gray hair, brown eyes. I asked if David Miscavige was there. He turned his back to me and walked away as I announced that I was substitute serving him. Very good. Okay, let's see. It looks like then they mailed something. I know there's more stories here. Dun, 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 dun. Unless I'm a liar. Okay, check this out. Okay, back to November 30th. Is this the same one though? No, let's take a look at this one. Okay, so this is November 30, 10:48 a.m. Let me go back and see if it's actually oh, that's 10:30. Okay, good. So this one is November 30. Okay, good. November 30, 10:48 a.m. And this is again Brendan Etter. Okay, 1710 Ivar Ave. So remember, that's the side entrance of the middle management building on Hollywood Boulevard, the Hollywood Guarantee Building, HGB. I pressed the intercom button, rang for 30 seconds, disconnected, but no busy signal. The little blue light was still on. So I said, hello, is David Miscavige there? I got no response. I pressed the button again. It rang for 30 seconds and then it went silent. There are signs on the wall instructing couriers what to do and where to go. One of them states that the front desk on Hollywood Boulevard is open 24/7. If no one is available at the Ivar entrance, another sign instructs deliveries to be made across the street. Very interesting. Okay, back to October 30th, 1710 Ivar Avenue. Just before I crossed the street to attempt a delivery at the gate, I saw a Ford Silver Explorer pull into the driveway and the gate closed behind it. I crossed the street, pressed the intercom button. It rang for 30 seconds, then went silent. Pressed the button again, rang for another 30 seconds, then went silent. It's almost as if they've been instructed on how to avoid process servers, which, by the way, is exactly what Scientology's Sea Org security guards are instructed on how to do, what to do and how to do it. Okay, November 2nd, 2:22 p.m., 1710 Ivar Avenue, again, side entrance, middle management building. The intercom ran 6 times, and then a man answered, hello, with an accent. There was also another voice speaking that sounded like a security person speaking to the man with the accent over the same line as I was trying to speak. I heard him say something about a process server. I said, I'm here to see David Miscavige. The man with the accent responded, you're here to see who? I repeated myself. He said, oh, I'm sorry. I don't have anyone by that name here. I said, the director of the Church of Scientology, David Miscavige. The security man's voice said something about trying to go chaotic. The man with the accent responded, I'm sorry. I don't have such a person by that name. I said, David Miscavige. He said, the person you're looking for is not here, does not live here, does not work here. I asked if he is affiliated with the Church of Scientology or RTC. He said, again, sir, the person you're looking for is not here, does not live here, does not work here. I asked, do you know who David Miscavige is? He said, yes, I do, sir. I asked what relation he has to this building and the entities here. He said, the person again is not here, sir, does not live here, and does not work here. I asked his name. He said, Frank. I told him, Frank, I'm now going to go to 6331 Hollywood. Remember, guys, that's the front entrance to the same building. Will you answer me over there as well? He said, yes. I asked, does it ring to the same place? He says, yes, it does. All right, November 17th, 4:13 p.m., Ivar entrance. I pressed the intercom button, rang for about 30 seconds, disconnected. Pressed the button again, rang, disconnected. Through the blinds, I could see a person's legs approach the door. Then they turned and walked away. I guess they knew it wasn't the pizza delivery man. Okay, December 4th, no answer on the intercom. Waited for someone to come in or leave, no luck. December 6th, waited for someone to come in or leave, rang the intercom, no answer. Yes. Okay, December 7th, waited for someone to enter or exit, no luck, rang the intercom, no answer. December 12th, I substitute served John Doe, white male, 5'5", 38 years old, 150 pounds, short blonde hair. I told him that I have a service for David Miscavige. He ignored me and he rang the buzzer. I announced that I was substitute serving him. He ignored me. So I left the documents at his feet by the front door with an excellent photograph of it. Guys, isn't this absolutely wild? Isn't this absolutely wild? They have to jump through all of these hoops, pretending they don't know. Well, I guess they didn't pretend that they didn't know who David Miscavige was. I mean, some of them sort of acted like they did, but no one outright said David Miscavige doesn't have anything to do with Scientology, but is not here, does not live here, does not work here. It's funny. It's funny. You know who I would like to speak with, guys? If any of you out there are actually licensed and experienced process servers, and you're willing to do a chat with me on the channel, live or pre-recorded, I don't care, about the rules and regulations regarding process serving. And I would love to have a somewhat in-depth conversation about this, because the truth is, Scientology is obviously lying in a way when they say David Miscavige does not work here. Well, he doesn't. David Miscavige doesn't even work in the offices where he's supposed to work. He's got a $50 million office building up in Gilman Hot Springs, California. By all reports, he hasn't been to the Gilman Hot Springs base in years and years and years and years and years. I mean, he's got a $50 million office building there. If you tried to serve him at that property, they would say, does not live here, does not work here. But he's supposed to live there. He's supposed to work there. Okay, when we have the middle management building, yeah, technically David Miscavige isn't a part of middle management, but the corporation that he is the head of, the Religious Technology Center, has offices in the top floor of that building. David Miscavige has an office dedicated to him in the top floor of that building. Does he work there? Well, who knows? Well, I mean, a few people know, but there's no way for a process server to know. There's no way for a judge to know. There's no way for an attorney to know. So Scientologists lie about it. And I guess that's kind of my point. They're going to lie every step of the way, no matter where you try to serve him. At what point, from a process server's perspective, it's funny because in some ways, the real person I need to have this conversation with is a judge, but I'm still interested in having this type of conversation with a process server. Because somebody could come along and to the process server and go, hey, look, it's a mistake. You're serving him at middle management. That's not where he works. Like, depending on the rules, depending on what hurdles the process servers have to clear, somebody could make that argument. He genuinely doesn't work there. But the problem is, and I know I'm repeating myself now, he doesn't actually work in the places he's supposed to work. Where he does work is one of the places he's not supposed to be working, and that is Scientology Media Productions in Hollywood. Is it on Sunset? It's just east of Fountain. It's just east of L. Ron Hubbard Way and north of Sunset Boulevard, if my memory serves me correct. The Scientology Media Productions studios, the old KCET studios in Hollywood, is, by many reports, where David Miscavige actually has his offices, meaning even if it's not supposed to be his office, that's where he works from. And one of the reasons he works from there is because he's not supposed to, and nobody would really know to serve him there. But are Scientology's attorneys going to explain that to the court? Hell no. They're not going to tell the court where David Miscavige does live and work. They're only going to claim to know where he doesn't live and work. And that's why, all the various legal teams who are representing plaintiffs in all the various lawsuits would be very, very wise to continue to use the same process servers who at this point are becoming experts in the various Scientology locations, what the different locations do, who's supposed to be there. And yeah, David Miscavige is only going to be able to keep up this charade for so long. And remember, he's already been ruled served in one of these cases. This is really just for show. And kudos for the process servers for being so freaking thorough just to make it impossible for Scientology to convincingly deny that Miscavige has been served. And it really does tickle me to imagine Miscavige's legal team showing up to court and just looking so ridiculously foolish, trying to pretend that all of these attempts at service just aren't enough, Your Honor. This is not fair to my client, David Miscavige. All right, guys, that's all I've got. I wish I could show you the rest of my studio to see how much work I've been doing on this place over the last couple of days. I'm really getting ready to up my game here and prepare for some really high quality professional in-person interviews like my friend Andrew Gold has been doing on his new channel, Heretics. If you like Andrew and you want to see, he's got a whole channel dedicated to high quality in-person interviews. And I'm looking to replicate that kind of quality right here in the comfort of my own space. And I'm going to get there pretty soon. So stay tuned, guys. That's why you haven't seen quite as much of me lately the past 2 or 3 days, is because I've been busting my butt doing some actual labor, for a physical labor for a change. All right, guys, that's all I got. Let's see. We have Zigma182. Have a great Yule, Ziggy the Satanist. Well, thank you. Thank you, Ziggy. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, and all that fantastic stuff. Let's see, it's Friday. You'll still see me tomorrow, but I'll probably take Sunday and Monday off. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me this evening. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end. Talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.